Gathering the information is more self-awareness and just having an idea of how these things apply to your life, your circumstances, your health, your relationship, your space, your faith, all of the things, your money, right? But soul awareness says, hey, now that you know, now that you have awakened to this idea or this thought, this way of being, it is now time for you to connect how that actually manifests for you. You're listening to the Redefining Wealth podcast with me, Patrice Washington. This is the space that you come to each and every week to learn more about what it means to chase purpose, not money. And we say that because this space is all about understanding that wealth is so much more than just money and material possessions. We believe in the original 12th century definition of wealth, which says it's about the condition of well-being and happiness. And so you need to understand that there are other parts of your life, very purposeful parts of your life that need to be well, that need to feel good, that need to be authentic in order for you to truly not only obtain the money that you desire, but to maintain it, to sustain it, and to actually have the lasting impact, because I believe that's what you actually desire. So if you're an OG listener, I hope by now that you have gone and taken the Redefining Wealth quiz. And if you're brand new, I definitely want to suggest that you go and take the Redefining Wealth quiz at patricewashington.com. It's a quick 2-minute quiz that will give you an idea of which pillar of life out of the 6 pillars of wealth that I teach from you need to start with in order to really move some clutter around and make sure that you are working on your finances in a more holistic and productive way. So again, that's at patricewashington.com. Now, today's episode is a bit of a piggyback on our last episode that were signs that you need a soul detox. And I really just want to respond to the questions I know you had in your head after listening to that episode. But before I jump in, let's get to the affirmation of the week. I trust myself to make the best decisions for my life. I am capable of choosing my next best step without needing a consensus of outside voices. I seek wise counsel, yet I know how to filter any advice through my own spirit so I can do what serves self and soul with equal representation. I know that to live my most authentic life, I require the presence of both, and I'm learning to honor each with equal respect. Having both provides me with confidence and power to create the life experience that I desire. Declare with me today, I trust myself to make the best decisions for my life. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this week's affirmation, but let's get into why self-awareness is not the same as soul awareness. So one of the things that I have seen over these last several months is that when I talk about being soul aware or spirit aware, people tend to respond to me from a place of self-awareness. And it's really important that you recognize that it's not one versus the other. So I'm not here to say that, but I am here to say that you need both. And let me break down why. One of the biggest distinctions that I want to make for you is that self-awareness is really about the ability to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and to understand how they impact your life. So this is from reflection. And I believe that if you are a listener of this podcast, if your soul has stumbled upon this type of content, you already are someone who's pretty self-aware. The thing is, a lot of self-awareness doesn't start to really take place in our lives until we have what I call an awakening. And an awakening is usually caused by a life event that will push us into self-reflection. We are naturally very reactive people. Very rarely are we proactive. Most of us don't change our eating habits until our health is at risk. Most of us don't change how we are relationally until our marriage or a relationship is at risk. Most of us won't change a job situation even if we don't like it, until we really get ticked off, until we are ready to, you've all had the moment. I'm just gonna assume you've had that moment where you're like, if so and so tries me today in this office, they could get it. When you get to that point, it's usually when you start to self-reflect and think about, how did I get here? Why am I dealing with this? What happened in my backstory in my childhood that will have me settle for behavior that is beneath me? Like, all of these things start to appear, not because we just come out of the womb self-aware. I don't believe that. Maybe soul-aware, but not self-aware. Self-awareness comes from us being able to gather information. So you are a person, just by virtue of you listening to this podcast, that probably turns to podcasts or YouTube or books or mentors or coaches or college, some type of schooling, certification, when you desire to gather more information. Redefining wealth is about becoming your best self in every area of your life. From mindset to physical movement, you have a responsibility to protect the one and only vessel that you're going to get. Your health journey is just as important as your financial journey. So as you prioritize your self-care, I want you to also keep in mind how you can finance the lifestyle that you desire. Our partner this week is Chime, and Chime is on a mission to make financial peace of mind a reality for everyone. They're doing this by changing the way people feel about banking, and their business is built on the principle of protecting their members and making managing money easy. When you sign up for Chime and link a qualifying direct deposit, you'll get access to benefits like getting paid up to 2 days early and fee-free overdraft up to $200. Plus, with Chime, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and no deposit required to become a member. To take care of your fit pillar and finance your health journey, sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/RW. That's chime.com/RW. Special thanks to Chime for supporting the show. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank, North America, or Stride Bank North America, member of the FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. And so we keep the gathering of information going, and it's very, very useful. The problem is that all of the information without the ability to implement is useless. I've said this many times. Information without implementation is absolutely useless, because what good is it to know what you're supposed to do and then not have the guts to actually be able to step into it? What good is it to listen to the podcasts about relationships and then not have the safety in the relationships that you choose to actually be able to implement? What good is it to read cookbooks and then never cook? Like, right? Like, what good is it to do all of the things that you may be self-aware about? The reflection is wonderful, but your ability to receive what comes to you and then actually react by making steps, taking action, that's the thing that is actually going to change the needle. That is the thing that is going to change your life. When you think about where you want to be a year from now, the self-awareness is wonderful if it brought you to today, but from today until 364 more days from now, being able to take action and from a place of your soul, authentic action is what's going to make the difference. Because a lot of us are taking a lot of action that is not necessarily in alignment with what we even discovered in our self-awareness. Let me say that again. A lot of us are taking action. We are very busy doing all the things. Your calendar may be jam-packed. No shortage of things to do. If you're like me, you love a good to-do list. So you list out all of the things that fill your calendar, fill your time, fill your head. And you are so busy being busy. But many of us will set goals on top of old mindsets that no longer serve us and wonder why we get to that 364 days, and we're still not feeling purposeful, not feeling in alignment, and definitely not feeling like we can earn more without chasing. And this is where soul awareness comes in, because I believe it really fills in the gap between the self awareness and self actualization. The soul awareness allows you to, I would say, redefine wealth for yourself by being authentic about what you genuinely want. Like, what is your soul saying to you? This week's episode is sponsored by Ethos Life. Now, picture this: you're redefining wealth, reaching new heights in your career, building strong relationships, and living life to the fullest. But there's one essential aspect you might have overlooked: it's life insurance. It's time to talk about it, because being prepared is the true key to growth and wisdom. Now, we all have dreams and we all have loved ones we deeply care about. For me, it's my daughter Reagan, who is my greatest joy, and ensuring her future is one of my top priorities. Let me introduce you to Ethos. It's a life insurance provider that is changing the game, because traditional life insurance can be so confusing and so time consuming, but Ethos is different. They've created a seamless 100% online application process, making everything easier for you. And here's the best part: no medical exams or blood tests needed. Ethos understands that your time is precious, and they can cover you in just minutes instead of weeks. Imagine the peace of mind knowing that your family is protected. It's as simple as answering a few health questions online. Your future is just too important to delay. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and in most cases, get coverage on the same day. Visit patricewashington.com/ethos for more information. That's patricewashington.com/ethos. And I think it's also important to understand what soul is actually about. Soul is the immaterial aspect or essence of us as human beings. So it's the thing that refers to our individuality and our humanity. And it's really just a strong sense of self. And we're not really groomed, I believe, in this culture to cultivate that. We are more groomed to take in more information and allow that information to trump our own intuition. So we gather all of the things. We buy all of the books that sit on bookshelves, never to be opened. We download all of the episodes, never to be listened to. We Google all the things on YouTube, like never to really come back and do anything with it. And we think that the gathering of information is the thing that leads to the self-actualization. No, gathering the information is more self-awareness and just having an idea of how these things apply to your life, your circumstances, your health, your relationship, your space, your faith, all of the things, your money, right? But soul awareness says, hey, now that you know, now that you have awakened to this idea or this thought, this way of being, it is now time for you to connect how that actually manifests for you. Your personality, your presence, your essence. How do you do that in a way that feels completely aligned for you? And I really wanted to talk about this because I talk to you guys in the DMs all the time. And I believe that this is why redefining wealth for yourself has been so difficult for so many of you as purpose chasers. You hear the 6 pillars of wealth, you take the quiz, the redefining wealth quiz, and you learn the pillar that you need to work on in this season. But the block between why you know it but can't own it is that you haven't tapped into the soul awareness. So you're trying to turn it into an immediate goal, and you're trying to like do the right goals and do the ones that sound like, I guess, the most spiritual or the best thing to do. But is that an alignment for you in this season of your life? You still have to be able to get to the soul of the matter, which is, what do you authentically desire? And I've done this enough with enough people to tell you that most people don't know what they truly desire. When I say dream a new dream, some people are like, I didn't have an old dream. I have literally just been moving through life on the path that other people have prescribed for me. Someone said, you should go to this school. So I studied, I worked hard, and I went. Someone says, oh, they're hiring over here, and you just floated in that direction. Someone says, this is the great neighborhood, or this is the thing you should do, and you just go with it. And I believe in my own life, I've been very spirit led. So I do see how I have flowed. I think sometimes the difference is the checking in to be sure that it's in alignment with my soul and what it truly desires, because there's no shortage of good things you can do, but are they God things? There's no shortage of good ideas. I come up with good ideas in my sleep. I come up with good ideas on the treadmill, in the shower, no shortage of good ideas. But I always still have to filter it through my soul and where I am in this season. And is this truly a God idea? And this is why I talk so much about spending the time in the faith pillar so you can start to hone in on that voice, whatever the faith pillar looks like for you. Because I'm always the first to say, while I identify as a Christian, I am never here to push the religion that I've chosen on anyone else. I respect all religious practices and all religious beliefs. But I am saying, if you say you believe in something, do you make time to practice it? Do you make time to practice it? And what does that say about how you should listen to your soul and abide by what you genuinely feel, about where you authentically feel led to go next in your life? Because I believe many of us are aligned with well meaning people as a coach to many, many women in particular from all over the world. I'm a coach to many people. And yet, the only thing that I can do is offer to you frameworks. I can offer stories. I can offer my experience and my expertise. I can offer technical language. I can offer methodology. I can offer all of the things. But as I say to my clients very often, here is something for you to consider. And what I mean by consider is typically meditate on it, pray about it, reflect on it, journal around it, and ultimately choose what feels most in alignment for you. Because I truly believe that the reason many of us don't want to choose anything is not because we don't have self awareness. We got it. When we lack soul awareness, we don't want to take accountability for the choices that we make. It's easier to defer to a coach, to a mentor, to a spouse, to a friend, to a parent, because then if something doesn't go well, it doesn't go right, you can say, oh, so and so told me, or I got that from my coach. My coach said, as opposed to being able to receive the information, allow it to be a part of your awakening for self awareness, but then move and guide that into soul awareness. How does this align with me really? Not how does this align because I want to make money? Not how does this align because it looks good? Not how does this align because these pictures are cute on Instagram? Not how does this align because it'll sound good at the family reunion? Not how does this align for anything that has to do with appearances. It's how does this align with me really? And do I have peace? Because one of the greatest lessons that I've learned over the last couple years is that every time I choose peace over appearances, I can sleep at night, I can be at rest, I can move with boldness and conviction. And it doesn't matter what the outcome is because I'm committed to the vision, as Lisa Nichols taught me. I'm committed to the vision, not attached to how I get there. And that ability to be detached is what allows me to operate in authenticity because I don't see how I can fail making decisions that are genuine and real and aligned for me. There's no failure in that. Things may not go the way that I desire. Things could be tough for a season. There might be some sacrifices, but ultimately, if I chose what was most aligned and authentic for me, and I bring my soul awareness to the forefront, then my self actualization is so much sweeter. I can take full accountability. I can stand behind whatever I say or do. I can sleep well at night, and I can know that I made choices that made sense for Patrice. not her followers, not her friends, not her family, and not any other facade that could be put on me, on her. But I made the right choices for me. Have you realized yet that your purpose in life is constantly evolving? The thing is, it can only evolve, grow, and expand to the extent that you're willing to heal. That's why I've created a transformative 2-day event designed for high performers who seek to integrate their authentic selves in all aspects of their lives. Because surface level success just won't do as you step into the next version of who you are and what you're called to do in the world. I'm hosting the Soul Detox on August 16th and 17th. And together, we're going to place a special emphasis on reflecting on your current patterns, amplifying your genuine desires, prioritizing fulfillment over the facade of what you should do, and achieving actual tangible results. I believe our work together will have a profound impact on your life as you break out of autopilot, scale your potential, and set you up to attract the life you really desire. Plus, the space will be an enjoyable and supportive environment for new connections with like-hearted purpose chasers from all over the world. Together, we will laugh, dance, and likely cry, but we're going to do the work together. If this speaks to your soul and you want to detox and release what's no longer serving you so you can live fully in the pillars of redefining wealth, tickets are only $97 for 2 days of coaching, training, and co-creating a new blueprint for your heart's desires directly with me. So grab your ticket today at patricewashington.com/soul detox. That's patricewashington.com/soul detox. And so when we talk about self-awareness versus soul awareness, there's no versus, there's no separation. What I want to encourage you to do is, yes, continue to gather information, continue to do whatever exercises you're doing to have that continued awakening experience, but then also have a piece of your daily experience, whether that's through prayer or meditation or journaling, where you are really, really asking yourself deeper questions. I believe when we ask better questions, we get better answers. And so when you're taking time to really ask yourself thoughtful questions and check in with yourself without any idea or necessity of validation from other people or input from anyone else, or needing someone to affirm your choice or decision, when you step into self actualization, that's a part of what helps you do it with more boldness and more conviction. And I really, really hope that serves you, because the thing that breaks my heart is watching brilliant people go back and forth and straddle the fence and second guess themselves and overthink and do all the things that block them from truly living the purpose that they desire. And because of blocking out the purpose, they block out the fulfillment. And because of blocking out the fulfillment, they block out the ability and capacity to earn more without feeling like you have to chase money all the time. I really, really hope that that serves you. And I would love for you to share, without overthinking your comment even, what is your spirit saying to you in this moment about what you've heard in this episode? I love to engage with you in the comments, so come on over. If you're listening on an audio player, feel free to come to YouTube so I can read along with your comments and respond back to you. Or if you are a part of my Instagram community, come on over to Instagram. I'm at Seek Wisdom PCW, or also on Threads now, Seek Wisdom PCW, and just share with me what your takeaways were from this episode. I really, really hope that this serves you, and I pray that it gives you something to consider as you continue to do your soul detox with me or on your own. And I just hope it's a blessing as you continue on your journey to redefining wealth for yourself. Remember, you can't put new goals and new dreams and new visions on old patterns, old ideas, and old thoughts. So with the self-awareness, you also got to do some soul awareness. I hope that serves you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, I want you to go live your life's purpose, find fulfillment, and earn more without ever feeling like you have to chase money. I'll talk to you later.